Well, let's talk now to Richard Gamble, the founder of a project dedicated to build a dedicated national monument to answered prayer. He funded the poll that we've just been hearing about. Welcome, thanks for joining us. How much can be read into this poll? Because when you look at church attendance, it has been steadily declining over the years. In 1980, 11% of the population attended church regularly on a Sunday, and that for the last available figures, it was down to 5% in 2015.
Well, what's interesting is that the statistics here tell us that there's a massive growth of young people praying to Jesus. Now, your report there talks about it being multi-faith, but that's not what's come through on the survey. 56% are Christian, 8% are Muslim, and then the other faith's about 1%. What we're seeing is young people who, when they're anxious, when they're fearful, they're praying to Jesus, they're engaging with church in online church ways or with podcasts or in different ways than the traditional approaches in the past.
And so when you say young people will pray when they're anxious or fearful, and the survey talks about people praying at least once a month, how would you describe then what it is that's drawing people to this? Is it more of a sort of general spirituality, a need to connect with something? What is it?
I think we live in a post-truth era where people are trying to find absolutes. And what we're seeing is a massive move of the younger generation that are turning to Jesus, and they're praying to Jesus for their anchor and their support. And they're not doing that in a traditional way, but we are definitely seeing that growth. And I think we are seeing the beginnings of a dynamic movement in this country that's not been seen for generations.
But how is it something that can be built on if it's a disparate thing, people doing it at home as and when they decide that they feel like they want to pray to someone?
Because prayer is about a one-on-one relationship with God, of talking to Jesus and helping you through. Church is a group of people meeting together. That may be on a Sunday morning or in a meeting, but church can happen in the park. Church can happen in the streets and in your neighborhoods. So that construct of church being revolving around just a Sunday morning meeting is definitely not what these young people are taking on as their tradition.
So how would you see it then going forward? Do you think that church attendance is declining and something new will build?
Well, I'm not seeing that church attendance declining. I know that may be happening in the state church. I'm part of a church of 800 people. Average age is 21 in Leicester, and a very multicultural and diverse people they are. So, the statistics from the past, I think, are now being reset after the pandemic. And, I think there's a time now where you've got young Christians who are bold in what they believe. And everybody's a little bit sick and tired of Christians being treated like the naughty children that have to sit in a corner and be seen and not heard.
Richard
and you've got
Gamble,
young people.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us. You're watching BBC News.